Alright everyone, this video is going to be a little bit different than what I usually go on about. Just coming back from Woodstock, New Brunswick, and there's a few things that do piss me off in life, and I'm not going to sit here and cuss and swear because there's no need of that. So, I'm going to start with this. They say a man can count his true friends on one hand. I probably wouldn't even need the one hand. There's a lot of people that come into your life and they go out of your life just as fast as they came in. A lot of people they say are your friend when they need something, and when it's over, they're not there, but there's people that will hold on for life. I've had a lot of people come and go out of my life. I don't know. I'm not looking for any sympathy or nothing like that, but you get sick and tired of trying to make something work that's not working, or you get down about something, like you wonder how much you can take. I'm sorry, folks, but nobody can define your fucking happiness except for you. You can't. If you're not good enough for somebody, or that you have to change for them who you are, and you can't be who you are, I mean, it ain't even worth it. I've come to the realization that, if something's going to work, it's going to work. I mean, how much did you fight for it? But I don't know. All I'm saying is I'm in a situation where I can only put up with so much, and I don't know how much more I can take. Nobody's a bad person in the situation or nothing like that, but I can't, I'm truly trying to be happy in life, and trying to be myself, and trying to treat the other person with dignity and respect, but I don't know. Or peoples, sorry. Not just a person, peoples. Sometimes life's tough and you got to make decisions on your own. I'm a 42-year-old man and I got to make my own decisions. I'm not looking for anybody to make it for me, because I have to make it on my own. You'll never guess where I am again tonight at the I don't know how good you can see that, but at the Mac am again tonight. Just come back from Woodstock, New Brunswick, and had some KFC. I'm kind of back to my old habits. I've had like fast food like 3 or 4 times in the last week. I know when I get stressed and when I get ready to, I wouldn't say make a change in my life, but I just kind of get back in the bed eating. I got to cut that shit out because I don't want to be back up to almost 300 pounds. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. This out here, quiet, lonely, and nobody bother me. That's what I like. I love what I do for work in the field of corrections. That's all I'll say. It's a stressful job at times, yes. Pays well. I get to help people. I'm thankful for every day that I go there and I put that uniform on. It can be tough mentally sometimes and hard on the head, and sometimes I just like peace and quiet. Yeah, if you can kind of get my drift of what I'm saying, and I can't, outside of work, I can't hack not having that. So I got some decisions to make. It's not going to be easy, but what's a man to do, right? Like, I'm sorry I'm rambling on here, but it's been through a lot in this last year, and I mean, there's sometimes I still sit back and think, had a failed marriage. Maybe there's nothing more I could have done on that. I know that. I've gotten counseling and blah, 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 and blah, some more. But it still affects you, still hurts you. I moved on pretty. I moved on, you know, and stuff. I'm trying, but I just can't wrap my head around some shit. Anyway, back to the things that I kind of get off track there. Sorry. Things that I hate in life are it's people that say you're friends and they're not really your friends. They're just there for when they get something out of you. Number two is people always complaining about something's not good enough or it could be better. Well, get off your ass and go after it. If that's what you want, go after it. Quit talking about it, go after it. If you can't, if it's not a reality, not everybody's born with a silver platter given to them. I sure as heck wasn't. There were 7 of us kids, and mom and dad, there's a lot of times we didn't have enough money to go around, but I'm telling you, my dad busted his ass. I remember dad going selling, he'd have a Christmas wreath on his arm, a bag of apples in this hand and a bag of oranges in this hand. I used to go with them. It's back in the day when people trusted you, almost 30 years ago, and you go door to door selling. My father worked in the woods most of his life. He was a lobster fisherman. Dad made Christmas wreaths for over 25 years. Dad never used nothing. My father, he's 70 years old. He never used nothing for an excuse in life. He never sat around waiting for a welfare check to come in. If you're a well-abled person, you should be out there working. If you've got a disability and you can't work, I understand that. Post-traumatic stress disorder and all that stuff, I get it. I absolutely get that stuff. My job, it can be stressful sometimes. And I get there's other stressful jobs. Police officers, firemen, army, you name it. And I'm sure there's stresses in every job. I get that stuff. And that stuff is real. But if God gave you an able body, get off your ass and get out there and get to work if you can. Because there's nothing worse than sitting around wondering and thinking about what could have been or what could be. You got to make it for yourself. And I firmly believe in a hard day's work. And I ain't going to sit around and feel sorry for some full-grown ass man that's going to sit on his ass and complain about everything and when he could be out there working. Because there's no fucking excuse for it. I don't care what people say. If you're disabled, like I said, and you got a disability, absolutely. But if you're capable, go to work. And I'm not dissing anybody or anything like that, but if you're, you know, and I was brought up that way. I'm a little old school, but I quit school when I was 16 or 17, I think it was, and father took me out to the woods tree planting, and he said, "You're paying half the bills," and I looked at him like he was fool, like he had 10 eyes, and I soon found out that adulthood wasn't that fun, but I'm telling you, I paid half the rent that summer too. My ass was back on the bus pretty fast that September. But the logic of things here is you can't, if something's not good enough in life, change it. If you can't change it, forget about it. Let it go. Don't get upset about it. Don't cry about it. There's nothing you can do. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. As I fucking sit here tonight, excuse my language, I'm sorry for swearing. I'm a little worked up tonight, but this is the old me who's worked up. I call myself old because I'm 43, but hopefully I got many years left yet. But I'm telling you, man, people, there's just some things you can't do a darn thing about. I use this as an example in life a lot to some people. See my grandfather sit there in a, guys, high beam. See my grandfather sit there in a, oh, thanks for the nice lights, in a wheelchair and stuff like that. And then seeing him not too long after that, sitting in, nice Ford Edge pole then. Love Fords. Anyway, get off track. What I was trying to say, his last 9 months of his life, he was a fisherman all of his life. And he got put in the home. He lost his, he kind of had Alzheimer's at the end. And he always remembered me, and he would snap in and out and whatnot, or come in and out, sorry. But I remember looking back, and that was the last time I ever seen him because he lived 8 hours away. It was May and October. He had passed away. Me and my 3 other brothers carried him out. I still respect that man to the very core. He was a lobster fisherman for 44 years. He believed in the Bible. He went to church. I don't think the man ever lifted a cigarette or a drink to his mouth from what I've known. Which is, if you do that, whatever, your thing is your thing. But I remember me and grandfather just going down, looking at the boats and throwing on our plaid jackets and rubber boots and going, and I miss him. He's gone forever, but he's been gone since 2019, the one I'm talking about. Sir Leland Donaldson, that's what I call him. But I'm telling you, what I'm trying to get at is I remember seeing him in the casket, looking straight at him. It didn't matter one damn word that anybody ever said about him or what anybody ever liked about him or they didn't. Because when you're gone, folks, it's gone. You're gone. That's it. That is all there is. Do I believe in a heaven and hell? Absolutely, man. I won't lie. I mean, I was raised in a Christian home. I don't run anybody down for anything. Everyone's got their own beliefs. Do as you want. But I do believe that it's too short to worry about what anybody says about you. And I believe you have to do what you're going to do, and you got to do it fast, because I'm telling you, we're here today and gone tomorrow. We don't know. I could drive down the road and right from here and go home tonight, and that could be it. You don't know. I always pray for safety stuff, but you don't know what your last moment's going to be. That's reality, people. It's reality. And, it's life is just life. And I just look back on my life so far, and it's ticking on by for me pretty quick. Am I happy with my life? There's some things I wish I could turn back the clock on, and there's some things I wish I couldn't, Nobody handed me a job in corrections. I went to school for it, and I believe in working hard, and we never had an easy upbringing. We worked as kids. I worked on a farm right from the time I was 8 years old. You name it, picking potatoes, haying, shoveling cow manure, corn, strawberries. We weren't allowed to sit around. I think my mom and dad, my mother and father's day, we weren't allowed to. But it's just, and I don't like people that make fun of other people. I don't like that. I friggin' hate that. I was bullied as a kid. I was picked on as a kid. I remember being the last kid in the classroom that was sometimes last picked, and I know what that feels like. But as a man, you got to let that stuff go. And I think sometimes I still feel a lot of loneliness in my life, and I don't know quite what I'm looking for sometimes. I don't. I really don't sometimes. But I tell you something, though, about me. I love life. I'm not about to let any man get me down. I'm not about ready to give up either. I'm going to live my life the way I want to live it, of course, by the law. But I'm not letting somebody fucking dictate what I can do, what I can't do, and how I live my life. No, that just ain't happening. It's not worth it. To me, it's not worth it. At the end of the day, we all have to answer to ourselves, right? And if that's the way if I'm the only person I have to answer to, man, and I end up alone, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care anymore. I really don't. I'd rather be alone. That takes me back to my old great-grandpa Jackson. He was married once. Respectful man. He was in I think it was World War II he was in, I believe. I apologize for it. I should know that right off because that's disrespectful. But my apologies. But Grampy Atkinson, I think his name was. Well into his 90s when he went. Was married once. Wife died. I think he was only in his 50s, and he was single for 40 years. He had his own little farmhouse and had his rocking chair and smoked his pipe. Probably the happiest man in the world you'd ever do. He went out and got his groceries and whatever he did, I don't know. But I remember going to see him, he'd be sitting in that rocking chair. But of course, for him, time came and went too. See, what I'm trying to get at, folks, is we only got so much time. So here's at the end of the day, I remember seeing quite a few bottles around there. I think he liked to, not a whole lot, but we cleaned out the furniture of my great Grampy Atkinson's house, and I think he liked to drink a little bit too. I mean, geez, you're alone and stuff, and living alone, but sometimes you gotta have something, right? I don't know. For me, I used to have a car stereo. A lot of people think that's immature, but whatever. I really don't care. I mean, that for me, the music is what I like. I don't have it no more. Of course, I sold it. That's no whole different story for another day. Do I miss it? Yes. Will I ever have another one? I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, all I can say is it's too short there to worry about what everybody else is doing, to pick at everybody else for what they do. You gotta, if you're gonna live it for you. You can't please everyone. We're all on borrowed time, man. My old man's fighting cancer right now. Back to him too. He's fighting prostate cancer, but telling you, he still gets up, starts up that chainsaw every day. Actually heading up to Nova Scotia tomorrow to watch my sister fight. Yeah. My father was 59 years old or whatever it was, still fighting kickboxing in the ring. My sister's in the boxing and whatnot, and she hasn't lost yet. She's 36 or something like that. So we're going to go watch her hopefully kick some more butt tomorrow. But well, I'm going to wrap this up, but I kind of like this peace and quiet here. There's a lot of traffic out here, but it is, I don't even know what day of the week it is, Friday. Anyways, everyone, I hope you all have a good night and take care, and that's all I have to say. I got some decisions to make, I think, after maybe talking. Maybe I need to talk this out. Sorry I rambled on for so long. It's probably one of my longest videos on here, but it's short, people. Live it your way.